welcome to this third edition of the Ras Vanderloo Show. I'm your host, Josh Sacknoff with SUXSports.com. Of course, here with Sioux City East head coach Ras Vanderloo. Now, the end of the season is very close, and you guys still have a lot to do, though. And you guys had a good game with North on Friday night.
Yeah, we do. I mean, when it gets to be tournament time, you know, anything's possible, anything happens. I've seen it all happen. So you got to be ready to go every night, or you're packing up your uniforms.
You get, of course, Sioux City North again. Why were you guys able to dominate them in that second game from the beginning?
Well, I think our number one, our defense was incredible that night. We brought great energy. You know, we got a group that when they're flying around, working hard and playing D, we've got a chance against anybody. And they've all kind of bought into the system, and it's working. And you know, the nights we can make a few baskets, which quite often we do, turns out to be a good night.
Connor Murrell's been a big part of your team this year. And what does he bring to the team every single week that, you know, you admire so much about him?
Well, I mean, his ability to score in every game, obviously, he's a huge help for us. Whether it be driving the ball, whether it be shooting threes, making free throws, you know, all the different ways you can score a basket. I mean, he's proven, yeah, he's very good at it. So, you know, obviously, he leads us in scoring, but also he leads to other things. Because so many teams put so much emphasis on him, you know, it opens up things for the Rees brothers and for Benson and for Danke and everyone else involved.
We were fortunate enough to be able to catch up with Connor, and here's what he had to say. You've basically stayed consistent the entire season. How do you become, you know, such a power week in and week out and cause opponents so many issues?
Really, it's just because we have a really balanced team, and you can't just key in on one person. So, you know, like if you try and double team me, then we have 4 other options that can score the ball. So when you have a team full of good players, it's hard to stop.
What part of your game have you noticed much improvement on since you've transferred from Sergeant Bluff a few years ago?
Before I transferred, I was mainly just a set 3-point shooter. I couldn't put it on the deck or really get to the hoop at all. But since coming to East, I've obviously grown, put on a lot of weight, and I've been able to get to the rim and finish a lot better.
State is still a realistic possibility for you guys. When you look back, you know, what means the most to you about playing for this program?
The best thing about playing for this program is playing for these coaches and our fans, like our students. They're the best in the state, and every night it's just an honor to play for East. And one last thing is, this past weekend you were on a recruiting visit for, you know, Northern Iowa. What was that recruiting visit like for you, and is there any other schools that are looking at you right now? That recruiting visit, just went down to a game, met the coaches and the players. It was a nice time. Loved the facilities, loved the team. Other schools interested are Northwest Missouri State, Kirkwood, DMAC, Minot State, and Indiana State.
Awesome. And, you know, wish you luck on Friday night against North. And thank you so much for doing this with us, Connor.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll be right back with more from the Ras Vanderloo Show.
Before there was plain old sports, you had to wait for the news to get the latest.
Now catch all the sports you love at SUXSports.com. I'm Josh Sacknoff. SUXSports.com is the new website dedicated to bringing you the latest in local basketball. Watch videos featuring highlights and interviews with coaches, players, and more. SUXSports.com is more in-depth than just scores. Catch commentary about the sports that you are closest to. Don't miss out on the best of both high school and college sports. Go to SUXSports.com. Welcome back to the Ras Vanderloo Show. Now, 2 players that we've been able to talk about a lot this season is Jalen and Van. Of course, they are brothers. What's it like coaching 2 brothers on a team? And is there something funny that, you know, we should kind of know about coaching them?
I mean, first of all, we're very fortunate to have them. I mean, I wouldn't trade them for anything. They're 2 totally different kids. You know, Jay, the senior, is a more reserved player, a great player for us, and Van, maybe he's a little more talkative, but both great guys and great part of East High basketball. And I tell you what, they rebound that ball like nobody.
And if you're curious about 2 brothers starting on the same team, much like the Plumlee brothers at Duke, we were able to catch up with them as well.
I'm Jalen.
I'm Van.
And we are And we are the Rees brothers.
What's been your favorite part about being able to play with your younger brother Van this year?
It's always been a fun experience, and it's always cool to be on the court with Van, and there isn't too many kids that can experience that out there, and I think we're one of the lucky people that can have that opportunity.
Well, it's been a personal goal of mine since I started playing basketball. My parents told me summer of my 8th grade season that should be my goal, is to play with Jalen. So, it's been fun. Sad to see that the season's almost over, but it was just a good year overall.
Your senior season is coming to a close. What would it mean for you to be able to finally make it to the state tournament?
I think it'll be a great experience. We haven't been there in I think 4 years now, and last year kind of left a bitter taste in our mouth. And we face Norris this Friday, and if we can get past them and beat AL, then I think it'll be great. You've become one of the best players in the Siouxland area for the second half of the season. What do you continue to do week in and week out that makes you such a force to be reckoned with on the court?
Well, it all starts at practice, working hard, getting after it, listening to your coaches, what they have to say. They've pushed me really hard this season to work on the offensive glass, offensive and defensive. So that's just what I've been working on and excelling at doing.
You're approaching the 10th spot in Black Raider history with 376 career rebounds. Right in front of you is Ben Jacobson, who was a legend at East High. I was able to watch him. What does that mean to you, knowing that you've done that in your career here?
It'd be a great personal achievement, and it'll also be nice because my uncle Bob Rees is on that list. It's always good to see a couple Reeses up there, and maybe Van can get that next year too. Your parents are yours and your brother's biggest fans. What does it mean to see them cheering in the stands every single game you guys are playing in?
It's always fun to look up in the stands after you make a great play and seeing those two cheering you on. When we get home after the games, we always have meetings with our parents, and they tell us what we did wrong and what we need to work on, so it's always a fun time.
What do you like more, college basketball or the NBA?
I'm a college guy myself.
I'm more of a college basketball guy myself.
Who is your favorite current college basketball player and why?
I have to say Jared Utoff, just because he's so smooth on the court and his length just helps with great defense, and he can hit that 3-ball.
Well, me and my brother were born and raised Hawkeye fans, so I'm going to have to go with Adam Woodbury, East High alum. Me and him both are really good at getting rebounds, and so probably Adam Woodbury.
In a game of one-on-one, who wins, you or your brother?
I'm taking me. He can't handle my defense.
I'm going to have to say me, just because I've been working a lot more than he has, and I think I can take it by him.
We were fortunate enough to do the segment with the Rees brothers and had a great time, and both of those kids are so humble. Now, before we're done with the segment, what are a few keys to beating North for the 3rd time this season?
Well, I think we got to come out like we did last time and play with great energy, great defense, rebound the basketball. When you do those things, offense takes care of itself. We're preparing for them like we do everybody else, and hopefully at the end of the night, we come out on top.
Thank you as always, Coach. Now, SUX Sports will have the game on Friday night between East and North. It'll be at 7 o'clock at East High School. Thanks for tuning in, and you've been watching the Ras Vanderloo Show.